Hello everybody, Gary King Pokemon is here, and we have our little Q&A, and I asked the question on my Instagram where people were going to be able to ask me questions. I decided the first 20 people who responded, I don't care what the questions were, whether it was from the haters or the lovers or whoever, I'm gonna answer those 20 questions. Interestingly, which is kind of like the, my DMs in that, I got like 20-1 positive to negative. So I guess the negative Nancy's just don't matter anymore. So, I'm kind of glad to hear that. But most of you knew anyway. Anytime somebody has to do personal attacks to try to build themselves up, this is a problem within themselves. It's not a problem with me. It's not a problem with you guys or with the Pokemon community. It's just a sad thing to happen, but it's inevitable. They all do it. They all try. They try to build up their subs. And with me on the videos, when they talk about me, they get about 10 times more views. They might get 500 views, but if they talk about me, they get 5,000 views or something. So, but very few people are fooled, which I can tell by the comments that I get and by the DMs I receive. So, anyway, just one negative, I think, was out of these first 20. First one was my son, Pokemon Prince, Devin, which most of you know. All he said was clout, ? And MetaZoo, ? And I guess he says he's asking clout that way because I put that in my description. He was surprised that the old man would even know what clout is. Well, as far as I know, it means something like, these lower level influencers trying to ride my coattails to gain subs. And I think it works for them, by doing that. Otherwise, a couple of these people, spend 20 hours on a video. I do one take Gary. This is going to take me an hour. But they spend 20 hours of diligent, hard work, just to try to, build up their support by trying to knock down positive influencers and people that are actually important in the community. Kind of like what one of those kids did during one of their videos where they talked about, Super Duper Danny and Real Breaking Nate and Leon Hart and PokeRev, guys that have all spent years and years and years building this hobby. So anyway, Pokemon Prince said clout. Then he says MetaZoo. I love MetaZoo. MetaZoo's the best. I'm all in on it. I've purchased so much stuff. I've opened up so many boxes. You're gonna see a lot of my extras that I'm looking to trade and to build more sets and things. So, anyway, that's why MetaZoo. Plus, I'm going to be going up to Denver, Colorado with Jason Page is going with me, the singer of Pokemon. Michael Waddell, the owner of MetaZoo, will be there for our kickoff party at the event put on by Ellis Madalena and Rocky Mountain Collectibles. Check with them if you can be up there July 31st and August 1st. We're all going to be there, and it's there's not going to be vendors, but there is going to be all tournament play, a bunch of Pokemon, tournament play. Plus, there's going to be special awards and gifts, and we're going to be set up to demo. I say we, because I feel a part of it. We're going to be demoing MetaZoo on kickoff day, and so if you can, try to be there. So, okay, that's why MetaZoo, Devin. I know you love MetaZoo too. I've seen what you've been up to. So, anyway. Okay, John, I'll do one more on camera, then I'll show you some of this amazing stuff. And remember, I have a couple of major announcements I'm going to be sprinkling in here. Things that you're all, been interested in. Okay, John Searside. I often read bad comments where they call you old. Why does age matter? Well, you're born on a certain day, and today is what it is. And however many years have gone in between, of course, some of us are going to be older than others. I, of course, have been, a collector since the 1950s, since I was just a little tot. And probably the only bad thing about being my age is that I don't have as many years left to continue doing what I love, my collections. And you know, and socializing with the people and promoting the hobbies and, you know, doing all I can for the Aoki Foundation, you know, for the charity. And I don't have as many years to do that. Those are all my goals. I'm, you know, long since retired now. I'm set, you know, basically, of course, for life. And plus I have all my collections, and which, you know, I'm not going to be, you know, I'm just going to be enjoying. So, okay, age, you know, I would say that's, if you can stay passionate about a hobby, then it doesn't matter how old you are, because, you know, because we're all the same. We all feel the same about what we love, and we want to, you know, try to keep it, you know, try to keep it going, you know, all the positive people. Okay, now what I'm going to try to do is spin this thing around. You know, I don't know if I can spin this around now, because it doesn't show that little curly Q thing where you hit it and then it shows the backside. So I guess I'll have to hold things up like this, you know, while we're going. Okay, well, let's start with this Mothman by DSG Grading. You know, they graded these for me. They're a very legitimate company, you know, beautiful cases, custom labels. You know, they have numerous labels. They're going to be doing artisans. There's going to be, you know, a whole lot going on with DSG Grading. So I support them. You know, plus you don't get these $100 charges or $100 up charges or anything like that. Yet, you know, these are not the new kids on the block. They used to be the guys that were involved with CTA grading 20 years ago, you know, which was a legitimate company from many years ago, but they didn't keep it going. Well, now they're back and they're going strong. So there's my reverse foil Mothman, my extra one. I think I have two, you know, two of these, but this got a 9.5. And the reason it got a 9.5 is there's a little dot. I don't think you're going to be able to see it at the bottom of the red there. There's, let me see. Oh, it's on this side. Let's see. Okay, anyway, that's why I got a 9.5, because it was absolutely flawless condition. And so there's a Mothman. And then I'm going to show, this is the first box that was ever released to the public. The very first #1 issue box of first edition, non-Kickstarter. This is what's going to be released in on January 31st to your local card shops. That's where you're going to be able to buy them. They're not going to be put out at Walmart's or you know, any Targets, any of the big outlets. It's all going to go through your card shops. And what I think is great about this is that what they're doing is encouraging tournament play and encouraging game play. And so they know that that's going to come from your LGSs. That's not going to come from Walmart. You're not going to be playing tournaments at Walmart. So I love the idea that this is all doing a release, you know, through the card shops, and that's going to help the card shops. So they're going to be there, you know, next time you go in or you want to bring your kids in. So anyway, this is the first box. It was sent to me and Tuan, Autism Instruct. It was sent to us because Michael Waddell, the owner of MetaZoo, was moving and didn't have that permanent address yet, and so he wanted it sent somewhere secure, and so it was sent to our, you know, to our place. And I wasn't here. In fact, I think I was with Michael messing around or something, and Tuan opened up the case to make sure what was inside, and this was the first box she saw, first box she pulled out, and she sent me a screenshot of it. In that, you see how they have a security sticker. That's different than the Kickstarters. The Kickstarters didn't have a security sticker on the bottom, so that's pretty cool. They had one here, but that was it. So okay, now let's get to our next question while I show a Jersey Devil. You see, now these are the reverse foils. You can see the foil is only on the character. It's not on the surrounding area. So there it is. Jersey Devil. That's a cryptid. You'll never guess where he's from. Jersey? Oh, there you go. You did guess it. Okay. So let me give you another question. Transplotting. Transplot NG. Okay, if I mispronounce your name, sorry. Where were you brought up and where did you go to college, if you did? And who are your favorite YouTubers? Okay, well, I was born and raised in Hollywood, California. My mom was a personal assistant, secretary to a famous actress back then named Lucille Ball. She was on the TV show I Love Lucy. And so we were right there in the heart of Hollywood near the Desilu studios. I basically, was brought up in those early years in the hallways of the Desilu studios. A lot of memories there. So anyway, that's where I'm from. And where did I go to school? I went to UCLA, University of California, Los Angeles. My major was biological chemistry. My minor was my true love, and that was journalism. My parents wanted a scientist, though, and back then, 40 years ago, you kind of did, or over 45 years ago, you kind of did what your parents, more so than now, what they wanted. And so I went into the sciences, but I minored in what I loved, and that was journalism and writing. So that's where I went to school. Okay, let's go to the next one. Let me show a couple of these, real fast. Oh, there's the other reverse Mothman. Mothman and Chaos Crystal seem to be emerging as two of the top cryptids in this card game. Okay, there's old Bigfoot. Okay, the next question, how is it even legal for that guy to post the paperwork to report tax evasion? That's fam for your videos. Good luck. Somebody posted my tax returns, my tax paperwork? Well, I'll tell you what, if they did, they're probably a little jealous. I don't know. I don't know how they could do that. I don't know how they would get that information, but if they did, it's, that's fine. My tax people are very credible and capable, and so no concern there. It seems like a bit of a reach, for somebody to do that. But honestly, I'm not interested. It doesn't matter at all. Okay, let's look at some more of these. Loveland Frogman, again, very cool. Again, these are the reverse foils where only the character has foil. Kind of like the shiny Charizard, just had the foil. Okay, these are just some more. This one, Ghost Deer. Again, just the character is foil. The rest of the card isn't. The good thing about this, okay, this one is a promo, Cryptid Nation sealed promo. That's pretty awesome, huh? Okay, the good thing, like, all of my people, all of my followers know about weighing packs and weighing out the valuable cards. That can't be done with MetaZoo. They have reverses or hollows in every pack, and they all weigh the same thing. So if you were to weigh those packs, you're not going to know which one has the hollow or the best card or the non-hollow or the reverse. You're going to have no idea. So, with his security measures he put on those boxes, along with the weight of the cards, which he paid close attention to, no one's going to be able to scam others, because like we all know, there's a lot of haters and scammers and that, they're going to have a tough time with this. So, that's a good positive thing for the community. Okay. Who is the best company to grade with today? And what's the most underrated set? That is by Alver Ever. Well, I think AI, artificial intelligence, is probably the future of the hobby, of the grading, community. I don't see any other way. But that's the future. And I think the top one is AGS, robo grading, which, they've had contact with me. I've checked out their stuff and I actually love their stuff, and they list me as a founder, not a paid person, but a founder, because when they got started, they asked for, help from me. And like AGS robo grading, I actually coined robo grading. I told them AGS sounds like every other 3-letter alphabet soup grading company. Why not do something different? And just popped into my head, robo grading. So they actually went with that. They patented it. They did the trademark stuff. And so now they own that robo grading. Yet every time I see that, I can say, hey, wait, that was my idea. And then DSG, Diamond Service Grading, they're doing a great job now. They're the old CTA grading, if I remember right. They been grading, going back to the early 2000s, 2000, 2001, I think. And, they're good people. They got out of it. Now they're back into it. And they're doing some really super creative things. And they're the ones who graded this one for me. They graded 10 cards for free for me. And I gave them a combination. I think I gave them a Harry Potter card, a non-holo, a holo, just all these different ones because I wanted to see what they really had. And, they have these, how well they would do. And their grades were real close to mine. My pre-grades added up to 9.1, and theirs added up to 88.5, so just 2.5 off. Theirs was a little bit tougher than my pre-grades, so that's kind of a good sign, I would say. And they knew it was me. They didn't have to, do that. They could have given all 10s just to impress me. They didn't do that. They kept it straight, and I could tell that they did. So anyway, that's DSG grading. So, and also they don't charge up charges. I think they charge, I hope I'm not, wrong, but I think they charge $30 or less, and I don't care if it's a $100,000 card. You just pay for your own insurance, and that's just the way, they're not gonna, they're not gonna pick your pockets, and they're not gonna upcharge you later. Everything is above board and straight. Plus you can go online, put this in. If I knew how to do that here, I would do it. And it'll show you the 8 quadrants, 4 quadrants on the back and 4 quadrants on the front. And they're going to show where the minuscule or deep damage was right online, along with a picture of your card. So anyway, DSG grading, good job. All right, Poor Man's Collectibles. Hey, Gary, do you have a sense about how much base set 2 was printed compared to base set unlimited? Well, if you can go by how many of the Charizards were graded, then yeah, because people over all these years proportionally pretty much like to grade their Charizards. And so with the base set 2, the differential between base set 2 and base set unlimited is about 4 or 5 to 1 more graded unlimiteds than there were base set 2s. So that could mean that 4 or 5 times more base set unlimited were produced than base set 2. So does that make sense to you all? That's how I see it. Okay. Let's look at a couple of these. Mini-Hune, Giant Salamander, Matlocks, cool dude. Let's see if I can do it this way. You can kind of see what I'm looking at. There's the Funeral Mountain Terrashot. That's like a walking coffin, if you can make that out. Okay, one of my favorites. Okay, this next round, I'm going to show you my favorite MetaZoo card. Let's do a question first. What's your opinion about sealed promo cards? Oh, that's from Patrick_06. What's your opinion about sealed promo cards? Well, basically, I like seeing sealed promo cards as long as I can see the card inside. Like, where's that one that was just here? Like for MetaZoo, the Cryptid Nation, this is a sealed card. Can you see how it's in a cello pack? But you can see the whole card. You can see the card that was in. Now that's a holofoil. Notice how the perimeter, the outside of the character is holofoil, but the character is not. That's a regular foil. So, okay. So I would say as long as I can see the card, then I like the sealed product. But like you know, many of them weren't shown. You couldn't see, like with Pokemon. What comes to mind isn't the number 13 Black Star promo Venusaur. Didn't that come like in a blue envelope or something? Well, keeping that sealed, you don't even know what's inside, right? So I don't like that kind of sealed product. Or the other Black Stars, like the number 40 and number 41, which are two of the premium cards in the Black Star promo English promo set. Those you can't see what they are either when they're sealed, because you have to scoot them over to see what they are and play with them. So sealed cards, I like them if I can see the face of the card in general, and otherwise I don't as much. Now there might be some others I'm forgetting, both examples, but anyway. Okay, now I'm going to show you my favorite MetaZoo card. I have a complete play set here of Joint Snakes. Okay, Joint Snake is a snake that can be cut up, and then he puts himself back together again. He grows back together again. And if you cut him with a blade, and then you put the blade down and lose one of those sections, the blade will become that section. Something like that. So, Joint Snake. I hope you can make that out, how he's all cut up, and the reverse foils are just the cut up pieces. Man, I love this card. Joint Snake. And that's my play set for when we play. So there you go. And okay, another question. Hey, Gary, my question submission is, what Pokemon card is your Holy Grail card now that you still haven't obtained? And another question is, what card have you traded or sold that you have regretted? Okay, that's from Island Grown 11. Okay, probably the one I would like the most would probably be that pre-release Clefable in a PSA 10. I don't think there's still one. Maybe there. I don't think so. They have such soft corners. I've graded 50, 60 of them, and just got a few 9s. Never expected a 10. So anyway, I would consider that a grail that I don't have, but nobody else does either. Otherwise, I probably would have found some way to, finagle it. So here we go. And then the second part of that question was, another one I'd like is the Coro Pikachu. The Ivy Pikachu, the number 1 from 1996, is it? Or 1997? The number 1 card in the Coro promo set. That was a hard one, man, to find. It was a hard one to find in good condition with that glossy covering. And I think there were only 2 10s in the world last time I checked, and I bet there's not many more. So anyway, that would be the second grail, would be the Ivy Pikachu from the Coro Japanese set. And then the one, okay, what do I regret selling? Well, I owned it and sold it twice. And that is the Cigar Hitmonlee. I was stupid back then not to hang on to it. And that's the one I would like back, the Cigar Hitmonlee. Many of you probably don't know about that card. But a piece of paper or something floated down onto the sheet as they were being cut and sealed and all that, and it became part of the card. For years, I thought it was a piece of a cigar wrapper, because it says Royal something on it. It turns out, after years of thinking that, a fellow was over at the house and he said, this isn't a cigar wrapper. This is part of the foil sheet. And it turns out he was right. And so it got the name Cigar Hitmonlee because I named it that, thinking it was part of a cigar wrapper that was stuck to that card, to that Hitmonlee. And so anyway, it turned out not to be. Anyway, I would like to get that card back someday. All right. Okay, Lucas asked, was there any point in Pokemon collecting in that you wished you would have never started? And what were your main goals as a collector in the beginning? Greetings from Germany. Lucas, no. I have, been so embedded. This hobby has just been a part of me for 22 years. And I mean, I would never give it up. There might be times I have to slow down a little bit, which I'm going to tell you about later on. But I'm never out of it. I'm, you know, I love it too much. I love my collection. I love interacting with my people, and I love attending shows and promoting tournaments and all that. So I'm there. You know, I'm there for the long run, and I never felt any differently. And my goals as a collector in the beginning, you know, was, well, honestly, it was to spend more time with Jay and Devin, you know, with my sons who were like 8 and 9 at the time. I loved Pokemon from almost from the very beginning because I was seeing it through their eyes, and they loved Pokemon, and you know, loved going down to the, you know, to the card shops and to Frank and Son's card show and the tournaments and the trading and the, you know, just the whole thing. It gave me a chance to really bond with Jay and Devin because I loved collectibles my whole life, and this was another venue or avenue for me to collect. And so, you know, I would say that was my goal at the time. Okay. And, you know, I've always been like a completionist, and I had to catch them all, and so I kind of did that. Okay, let's show just a few more of these reverses before I show you Chibi Mothman. I went away from the playset. Bat Squatch, Mermaid Scales. These are the gems. Unending Fire Crystal. Cool. Let's see. Okay, here's a monster. Chaos Crystal. I think he's emerging as one of the top few in the hobby, you know, as far as desirability. Chaos Crystal. This is the reverse version. I have a holo version you might see later. And Blood Ruby. Sorry, my pictures aren't too good here. I thought I could, you know, just hit a button, switch this around to the other side of the camera phone, but I can't. Okay. And there's Babe, the blue ox. He wasn't he like Paul Bunyan's companion? Babe, the blue ox. Okay, let's get to another question. Okay, I don't know. Did I discuss you know, what we're doing at the end of the month? This is one of the announcements. And that is the Pokemon tournament, big Pokemon tournament, and other games tournament, along with a MetaZoo demonstration tournament, where we're all going to be up there, you know, with Michael Waddell, the creator of MetaZoo, and Jason Page, the singer of the theme song, the original Pokemon theme song in English, and Pokemon Prince is going to be there. We're all going to be up there on the 31st in Denver, Colorado, with Ellis Madalena from Rocky Mountain Collectibles. He's a great tournament organizer, and he's putting on a nice one, you know, up there. It's going to be in Embassy Suites. We're going to be in a big room, and it's not for vendors, it's not for sales and stuff, but it's for tournament play, and that's what we're supporting. So if you guys have a chance, contact Rocky Mountain Collectibles and Ellis, and, you know, come by. We'll be taking pictures and signing autographs and giving away all kinds of stuff. You might want to be there. Some of these things that Michael Waddell and MetaZoo has given away at our conventions when we've gotten together have you know, turned into very desirable collectible pieces. So I think you're going to want to be there. At least stop in, join the tournaments if you can. You know, support. You know, that's the bottom line in this hobby. So you know, but come by and see us. All right. Do you think there is any correlation between politics and the collectibles market? Whew, boy. You see, they say don't talk about religion or politics. But, you know, with me, I'm kind of apolitical, you know, so, I mean, I know people and I know some things. So anyway, then he goes on to say, for example, during the Trump years, and especially 2020, we saw an immense rise in the value of collectibles. But since Biden has come in, a very sharp decline correction. You see, this is I said I was going to answer the top 20, so I'm going to give an answer. Think this is all related with economic policies in the shift from Republican leadership to Democratic leadership, echo mix impacts, etc. See, I'm not really that smart. I don't even know what echo mix impacts, etc. Don't even know what those are. Thanks. Well, I think that it's dependent, more so on the economy. Now, the effect that, some of those leaders have on the economy, I guess is undeniable. But if it's a Republican or Democratic thing, I'm not so sure. During the, I go back a long ways. During the Reagan years, those years were solid for collectibles, which has always been my focus. And Ronald Reagan was a Republican, right? And then Bill Clinton, who was a president throughout the 1990s, up until the beginning of Pokemon, he was a Democrat, but he balanced the federal budget. He did. He did a lot. I think he totally erased the deficit, and collectibles were doing great. So, that's between a Democrat and a Republican. It's more so what their effect on the economy was. So it's really all about the economy. Now with Trump, the hobby thrived, but there were a lot of other things going on, like the pandemic and these stimulus checks and all that. Certainly he's not responsible for that stuff, even though it helped the collectible market. And so now, and then lastly, you asked about Biden. Well, the jury's probably still out on him. I think he's only been in power 5 months or something. So let's wait and see how he does. Hopefully what he does is going to be good for the economy, which drives everything, for us. And if he is good for the economy, then I think it's going to have a positive effect on the collectible market. If he's bad for the economy, then it's going to suffer. So that's kind of the one truism. And I don't think it has, much to do with Republican, Democrat, or independent, libertarian, any of those. So, that's a little above my pay grade, but I said I would answer everyone I got. So there we go. Okay. Edward_Trifle says, where do you see the situations with Pokemon cards in the next 20 years? Do you think vintage cards will get even more valuable? Or do you think 2009 through 2021 modern cards will skyrocket in prices and value? Do you think people are still into TCG then? Well, that last part I can answer first. And I've always said many times, I've done hundreds of interviews, which I know, you're probably tired of some of these answers. But I've believed that from the last set being produced by Pokemon, TPCI, the Pokemon company, the hobby is going to be safe for 1 or 2 decades after that. Because the kids that are the 9-year-olds today, like my sons were in 99, the kids that are that 8 and 9 today, they're going to be, 26 to 30, and they're going to be making all the money, and they're going to want to buy back their memories. And so the hobby's safe, in my opinion, and I've seen this many times over my decades, is going to be safe for many years from here on out. Modern, I think, is critical, even though I can't do as much modern work as I'd like. Modern is critical because that's what these kids are collecting today. That's what they're getting off their shelves. And so, yeah, it's extremely important. I just hope that the Pokemon company starts printing enough stuff so kids can get that stuff, so kids are able to go into stores and buy a pack here and there. I think they've really blown it, by underprinting product, and I don't see how it benefits them, but anyway, that's where I see the fault. Okay, let's do one last thing here. Okay, Piazza Bird reverse, super cool. Love him. Piazza Bird, Huggin' Molly, Mini Hune, Giant Salamander. I'm passing over those I can't pronounce. Matlocks, Cactus Cat, Funeral Mountain. It's like a walking casket. And there's a whole story behind that. When you all talk to Michael Waddell, ask him about it or Google it. Space Penguins is cool because it's one that has one of the few that has a baby in it, though it's a baby penguin. That's cool. And Ensfield Monster. Okay, now the next ones I'm going to be showing are going to be the holofoils that I have extras right now, unless I start another set. So let's get another question. Jose Manuel Mana. Jose_Manuel_Mana. I have a question. Have you ever played Pokemon Yellow version? What part did you like? You know, I was so busy back then when that came out that, you know, I basically missed it. I think the next year a second version came out. That was like a European version. And that one we did get and we did play, you know, me and the boys. And it's a little blurry now, but I think there was something in that early yellow version or something that sprouted from that where you could actually surf on Pikachu's back. You know, is that right, or am I thinking of a different one? So yeah, no, I think that was a yellow. Yeah, let me know in the comments. You know, let me know. You know, where did that Pikachu evolve? You know, where you could, you know, actually ride them like a surfboard, in that, because that's what comes to my mind. It's been so many years in that. So okay, so that's that question. Chunkamunk TV, and these are all pretty much Instagram names. I hope I'm pronouncing them well. Chunkamunk TV. Hey Gary, just want to say you're the best. Thank you, and you're awesome. Me and my family went to Collecticon on for the first time, and we were so excited, and was our first convention we had together. So much fun, and you should come to New York. Yes, I should, and stay tuned for next year. I couldn't make it to the second Collecticon. I was wondering if you still have one of the Gary Dragons cards left. Okay. Yeah, Chunkamunk TV, I actually remember you. I know I met 1,000 people, but yeah, I do remember you. I looked up under your name, you know, just to make sure you were a follower, you know, which of course you are. And I saw your face. I remember we took pictures together. You had a beautiful daughter, you know, but thank you for, you know, being a part of that experience. I got as much out of it as you guys did. Having to do with those promos, there were only 500 printed, and you know, we you know, some were sold at the convention. I think they were $25. My autographs are always free. You know, I just signed, you know, everything, and so I don't have any extras, but I might have a new one for the next time that we're down in your area. So I would love to see you and your family again. So Chunkamunk TV. Okay, let's show a few of these holofoils, you know, from MetaZoo. Oh boy, wait till you see the second one. Okay, there's Chupacabra, and you see where the foil is around the character, not on the character. And there is the beast. There's the holofoil Mothman. I never pulled one. This is one that I actually got, you know, from, you know, one of the fellows at Collecticon. And so happy about that. I never pulled one. I opened up a lot of boxes, and I'm still looking to pull one. There's Hodag. He's one of the guys on one of the artworks. Hodag. Lizard Man of Scape Ore. Okay. Snaily Gaster. Walking Sam. Pretty cool. Okay. Now, next question. Tony C270. One, he has two questions. Have you retired? If so, when did you retire and why? Yeah, I retired. I retired several years ago, but I've never been busier in that. But I'm actually, the way I like to say it is busy with a purpose. Now I have goals, certain charity money goals that I want to raise, where we're hitting all our benchmarks. And then my collections and spending more time with my daughter and my wife with Autism Instruct, I'm able to accomplish things that I couldn't when I was working so hard for so many years, many times out of the country. And so that was, when did you retire and why? Well, because I was able to. I worked hard for 50 years and I was able to retire and had enough money to support us. So, okay, number 2 from Tony C270. When did you realize there was a potential long-term gain from Pokemon cards? Well, I knew Pokemon was going to be pretty big when it started blowing up in Japan in the 90s. And, so many international news, so much international news out of Japan having to do with Pokemon, came out. It was hitting the international news wires, and it got my curiosity up way back then. And so I believe I knew that there was something, going then, something, special starting. And, long-term gain, well, like I've said many times, recently I sold something for 150,000 within 2 weeks. I had purchased things worth 200,000. I'm not in this for the money. The money is not going to, no money touches our accounts. It's all used to go back into the hobby. In fact, we spend a lot of money. We lose a lot of money, going to conventions and doing things to, support Pokemon. And so, that part of it really doesn't matter to me, but I hope for everybody else's sake, that their, all their dreams come true with what their collections can provide. And so there you go. Okay. Wendy C1 Collection, TY Collection. Thoughts on trainer deck cards. I have a 1999 Squirtle Trainer Deck B PSA 10, which is a population 61, but not sure of its value. Recent eBay comps seem cheap, given the low population. Thanks, brother. Well, I've noticed that the sealed boxes, Trainer Deck A and B, are really high, really shot up. And I love the look of the Blastoise in that Trainer Deck too, right? The non-hollow Blastoise. I know the hollow looks sweet, but that's, I like that non-hollow version. And, as far, what did he say? The value seems to be undervalued on eBay. Well, things are kind of worth what they, what you can buy them for. So it's an absolute treasure of a card, to have in your collection. And those trainer decks were overlooked for many, many years. Now it's a super special item. Okay, I'm going to show you. Well, here, let me make one of my announcements now. Something that you all are going to find pretty interesting. Logan Paul. Okay, Logan has asked me to do a reveal on the Beckett's 10 Charizard. That's going to be coming up soon. I mean, we already have a film crew in place. So it's not going to be one take Gary. It's going to be Gary with splices and things. So because it deserves that special attention. And the fellows at Collecticon are going to be helping me do all that. And so that's coming up, probably somewhere in August, somewhere in the next month, and it's going to be something to really look forward to. And there's going to be some surprises. So, that's one update on that one. Okay, now from Jody Murphy 123. Hey Gary, how did you and your wife meet? And did she love Pokemon as much as you did before you got married? Tuan Autism Instruct always loved Snorlax because she says it reminded her of me. I don't know if I like that. But seriously, her and I ran the Long Hai Beach Resort in the Ba Ria Vung Tau province of Vietnam. It was a resort, beautiful resort, right on the ocean, right on the South China Sea, or they like to call it Vietnamese Sea. I was the director of the resort, and she was the assistant director of the resort. A huge job, and you know that's how we met. Was there, and let's see. Oh, about Pokemon in Vietnam, there was no Pokemon. You know, believe me, that government, you know, wouldn't allow, especially back then, back in the 2000s, you know, wouldn't allow very many things. In fact, the one English show that I could watch when I lived and worked in Vietnam was Hannah Montana. Hannah Montana on Disney Channel was the only English-speaking show I could get there. So if that tells you anything, no, there was no Pokemon. She wasn't familiar with Pokemon. But of course, over these many years, she's grown to love Pokemon. She does her own Autism Instruct Instagram page, you know, where she has a lot of her own Pokemon now. If she doesn't like, you know, me trading something away, then she takes it away from me so she can keep it because she likes it and stuff like that. You know, right now it's just about all trading, having fun with that. So anyway, that answers that. Okay, a few more of these hollows. Chupacabra. I already did those. Mothman, Piazza Bird, cool dude. Blue Ox. What am I doing here? I'm like going through the same ones. Chelsea, Beast of Busco, Flatwood Monster, Fresno Nightcrawlers is pretty cool. In fact, I think they're doing merch where they made up pants that look just like that. So that's kind of interesting. Okay. And I do have another announcement coming up, but here, let's go with this. King_Cardass. King Cardass. Which card is your favorite art from the 1997 Cardass set? See, he knows I like those variant sets from the 90s. And unless I have the set numbers, you know, a lot of those came in series. They came out of vending machines, and I might get this mixed up a little bit. But from the 97 Cardass set, I remember Radicate I liked. You know, it was like a big thing where he's going like this, and he's got his big fangs out, and that I like that bit of artwork. And then, let's see, 1997 Cardass. Was that the one where you had Arbok, like spitting poison all over poor Diglett? You know, don't underestimate Diglett. You know, he had his abilities. He's won some matches, believe me. But if that's the 97 set where Arbok is spitting his poison over Diglett, you know, that I kind of like that artwork too. I know, a little funny, but that's what I remember. Okay. And then, okay, pricey Pokemon. Hi, Gary. Hope you and your family are doing well. We're doing wonderful. My question is, what are your opinions on how likely BGS are at awarding regrades? I have a BGS 9 first edition Lugia that is 0.5 off on surface, 8.5 that would be, but all of the rest are either 9.5s or 10. I'm looking to send this off to see if they would bump it up to a 9.5. The only surface damage I can see, let me see, bump it up to 9.5. I think I saw some surface print lines or surface print lines, no scratches. So few little print lines. It really is an inexact science, pricey Pokemon. Sometimes they will, sometimes they won't. That's why I think AI grading in the future is going to be the way to go, because it's going to pick all those up and consistently dock, you know, certain amounts, you know, off the grade. So sorry I can't be more help than that. Okay, Gem Mint NBA. Hi, Gary. My question is, what are your thoughts on Yu-Gi-Oh? And would you be able to show off some of your collection on a YouTube video? As a big-time Yu-Gi-Oh collector and fan, I'd love to see what you have. Have you? Thank you for your time. Okay, Gem Mint. Let's see. Gem Mint NBA. Yes, like, most of you know I love Yu-Gi-Oh too, like I love all trading card games just about. Right over here in my closet, I just brought a couple cases of my Dragon Ball, binders, and my Yu-Gi-Oh binders, just to go over, because I want to take cards out and protect my binders, because the binders I decorated with cutouts from the boxes, and I want to keep those nicely protected. So what I can say, I don't have plans to do a video on it soon, but I did do a video with Yu-Gi-Oh! Prodigy, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Prodigy on Instagram. If you check him out, I'm pretty sure he still has a video up of him going through a lot of my Yu-Gi-Oh! collection. So, try that. Try that. You'll see a whole lot of my collection there. Plus, he does commentary on the best cards, because I never much cared about the value, so he actually talks about the value, pretty amazing value of some of the things he found. So, okay. Enrique Leggi, do you think we will be seeing other BGS 10 Charizards in the future? And if we do, how many of them? Well, I assume you mean the first edition? The first edition where there's 3 right now? I think more could pop up. One didn't pop up for years, but then it popped up, and there could be more popping up. It's not an easy chore to get those 10s out of the Beckett's cards. So, I would say, hopefully some other people are going to experience what I've experienced. I just love those. And what a thrill that would be. You send one in, it comes back a Beckett's 10, which is probably $1 million card. Yeah, that'd be quite a thrill. So, I would guess, yes. How many? Well, probably not many. Okay. Ferraratron Pokemon. I was thinking about your Charizard collection and how difficult it was to sell one to Logan. Right. I think the community knows how serious you are about holding on to your collection. Right now, your storage unit is a bit of a Pokemon universe, Schrodinger's cat. Haha. Yeah, that's like a quantum mechanics example, and that was not my field. Biochemistry, I might remember a lot of that. Quantum mechanics, not so much so, but that was cute. Okay, maybe you were testing me. I can safely say that at this point, it's like all or nothing. Piecing out those few cards was really painful in this past year, even though I turned around and bought, spent more money and bought more cards. That was too painful. So I'm going to say it's all or nothing. Either I sell it all or I sell none of it. And that it's all out of my hands now. I'm not, that's how I feel. It was just too painful. Even though I was very happy for the guys that got them, it was very, very painful for me, to give those up. And hi, Autism Instruct. She just walked in, but she doesn't have her makeup on, so she's not gonna try. Here, give me your hand. Give me your hand. Let me show your hand here. Come here. No. Okay, there. Say hi.
Hi.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody. Make sure you what time.
Oh, what time is it? How much time do I have?
Almost 1.
It's almost 1? How close to 1? How close to 1? Oh, 12:52. Oh boy. I gotta wrap this up, guys. Okay, and I still have, oh my God, I still have quite a few. Okay, I'm just gonna cut to the end. Poke Classical, not sure. Poke Classical says, not sure if it's really original, but I would like to know, what is your proudest moment in your life? Well, not necessarily related to Pokemon, but it made me wonder. Thanks again, Gary. I've had, many proud moments in my life. most of them having to do with family, but probably my proudest is multi-layered, and that was when Tuan, who didn't need to ever work again, she's my wife, didn't need to work, she went back and got her master's degree in special education autism because she wanted to help other autistic families and children learning. That was a pretty proud moment because that wasn't necessary for her to do, but she wanted to do it because she wants to make a difference. And with English being her third language, I mean, that's pretty tough. She speaks Vietnamese and Mandarin Chinese, and then getting your master's degree in English is not easy. And she not only accomplished that, but she accomplished that with one of the top GPAs in her class. I think it was like 3.83 GPA. She worked about 3 or 4 times harder and longer than any of her classmates to accomplish it. But she wanted, that was her goal. And she wanted it so bad. It shows you, even, you know, having things to overcome, you can do it. You know, even language barriers or whatever. And that leads to this announcement that on July 28th, this is one of the announcements I wanted to make. Tuan is beginning her new life as a teacher with her own classroom. That will consist of 10 children with autism and 2 typical peers, 2, you know, non-autistic, you know, kids. And that's going to be her own classroom. Her dream is coming true, you know. And that passion has always been amazing and will help me get through my days with more responsibility that I'm going to have in taking care of Akara, you know, our beautiful little autistic daughter. And so this will mean I'll have much less time for social media, but I will certainly stay in touch. I will still do card shop appearances to help the hobby. I'll do national shows along with Aoki Foundation charity events I'll attend. I just won't be able to do them as long as I could before. Before I'd go up like on like Thursdays, come back on Tuesdays. Now I'll have to go up on Friday nights and come back on Sunday nights because I'll have to take care of little Akara. So anyway, the proudest moment, you know, of my life is probably, you know, Tuan's accomplishment. So, you know, I guess I'll leave it there. You see, I got to leave right now, go pick up my daughter from school. That's why Tuan interrupted me. And then take her to 3 therapy sessions from 2 to 3:30, and then take her over to a different location for 3 more therapy sessions for, you know, physical, speech, and occupational therapy at a different location from 5:30 to 7. So the rest of my day is booked, but I got to get her from school in time to get her to her, you know, to her therapy sessions. But anyway, I'm still going to be, you know, very, very active. I'll still, you know, be here for you guys. I'll still answer your questions. I'll help as I can. I'm just going to have a little bit less time for doing, you know, social media stuff, you know, because of that. But I think you'll all agree it's for a good cause. Okay. I love you all. You know, thank you for, you know, watching this. There's a couple of questions, 2 or 3 questions I couldn't get to. I'll try to get to those, you know, in another one. Okay, because I promised to do 20, and I think I only got 17, but I got to run. So, you know, anyway, love you all. Thank you all, and you all take care. Bye-bye.